So, young fella has managed to get some native bees, and he's managed to put them here in this normal beehive because it was from a log that had been cut open and it's fallen apart. And they said they got bitten quite badly, so they could be Hawkins eye. So what I'm going to do is transfer them into the beehive here for the school. So I'm donating them a beehive, and yeah, we'll have a look and see how we go. So I'll do this video in different segments because I've got a video on my own here. Obviously that's the school's number for their honey bees, not for their native bees, but hopefully we can put them into a new home and make them happy. Here we go, eh? So this is just my normal native beehive. It's a top super, bottom, and this one here, which is the top section, which also has split bars, standard oath hive. Now this was a log, I'm going to have to cut some of it up, but obviously they've already started to rearrange everything themselves, so we'll get this apart, have a play and see what we end up with. Cool. So I have broken it off a little bit, but as you can see there's honey sores up the top there which is leaking, but I'm assuming the main part of the hive is just in here. It's obviously a busted log, and I've got to see what's going on in that other half. And that's obviously where they were coming out originally. So we'll get into all this structure here. I'll cut it open. It's going to be a stop-start video, as I said, but yeah, we'll see how we go. Thanks. So it ended up being a little messy. As you can see, they're happily going on the new box. There isn't actually that much there. It's a very small amount of brood. I had to put some of that structure in because I'm a little bit concerned I'm going to lose the bees. And I tried to not put any of the spilt honey, which is over here. There's lots of spilt honey and bits of material I can't use, so I can't leave that in there, and I'll hopefully get the bees out. And there's all brood here, which I'm going to put in. It almost looks like carbonaria, the way it's in sheets. But it's not a very big hive. So I'd say the rest of it could still be where it was laying. So anyway, we'll get in here, we'll get it out, and we'll get it into the hive. This is pretty cool. I like the way they're all over the front, that's awesome. So they've already taken to the hive, that's great. So I'm getting more of it in there, but you can see all the structure in there. I'd say by that structure it's definitely looking like a carbonaria, it's sort of flat sheets. But we'll get all this into the box and hopefully we'll go well. I'm making a bit of a mess, but that will happen. See if I can clean up some of this. I might take some of that out, so there's just a main bee structure and that in there, but we'll see how we go. Okay, so I've got the whole bit of wood and log all into pieces. I've got all the babies in to here.
There's got a few spitter pitters.
Yeah, well, I think they're happy with their home. They're trying to get in there.
Oh, that's good.
So what I'm going to do, I'll put the top on now.
Yep.
There's not a lot of stores in there, and there's a lot of, hopefully they'll repair a lot of it, which they will anyway.
Yep.
I've had to put all the brood in, and that's why there's some of this outer structure.
Oh, yep, that's okay.
They will make that and they'll repurpose it within this whole thing. That's obviously the bottom. This is the top section, which we could split later, not now. They'll make that into their new structure.
Yep, okay.
Okay, and this is a honey super, which will sit on top.
Yep.
So once that goes on, you can collect honey, but that won't be for more than 12 months, 2 years.
Exactly, yeah.
There's a lot of stores here. As much as I don't like leaving it near the hive, if we leave it here and we put this back where you had it, they know that's home. They're going to orientate to there. They know there's food here. They're going to come and clean this up and they're going to bring it into the hive.
Okay.
But hopefully that'll keep the pests over there and not in your beehive.
Okay.
I'll put wax around the hole, which is where you can see here. Okay, and I've also done it on the back.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and I've almost blocked that off. So by doing that, they'll do whatever they want with that hole, and then they can create their own humidity and everything inside. And I think they're pretty happy there. So this will stay here. You can do whatever you want, but it'll take them a few days to maybe a week, and they'll clean most of that up.
Right, okay, so you're going to put the boxes back on, you're just going to
leave it open? Might leave it open.
Okay.
Because if we put the boxes on, they might try and come back. If you leave it open, they don't like it. This is dark inside.
Yep, okay.
When it's dark inside, that's where the bees will stay.
Right.
Out here, it's in the open. They go, well, we don't want to be in the open. Oh, we'll go back over here and take it into here. This is where all the babies are. They'll keep going in.
Right, okay.
And because there's so much structure, I'm pretty sure I got the queen. Unfortunately, we broke some of the cells getting in, but that's going to happen.
Exactly,
But yeah, there's a little bit here. I'll probably get that and put it in there as well. But all the spilled honey in that, you just leave it and they'll collect it and they'll bring it back. So you got yourself a box.
Perfect.
Cool.
Thanks,
So
Joe.
I'll stop recording this, and then what I'll do is I'll close it up and then we'll see what they're doing. So I've just put the plastic covers over just to protect it from the rain. So that'll mean they can still collect all their food and whatever they want to do, because they're obviously still going to that, thinking that that's where their house is. But because this is in the location where the house was, they'll work it out. They'll end up coming back. It's going to take them till tonight to figure it out.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, so that's a pretty good rescue, I reckon. So I'm pretty sure they're Carbonaria. They're not quite as big as a Hocking's eye. And I think they're pretty happy with their new little house. So hopefully they'll enjoy it for a long time. I'll donate the box to the school. I'm sure they'll be quite happy with that. So yeah. Sorry I couldn't do a full video like I normally do. I will edit this and put it all together. But yeah, as you can see, there's still heaps and heaps of stores and stuff that they can rob. And I'll just keep that on there so it stops the rain getting in, because it started raining now. Still lots of bees there, but they'll orientate back to their house. I'll figure it out. They're already starting to get pollen on their back legs. So there's a few of them with little white things on their back legs. It's all the pollen they're collecting. They're already taking it back to there, so it's pretty cool. Oh, that one there's not doing real well. We'll get her off there. I think I lost a couple of little eggs, but I'm not going to get every single one. I did my best, so
Yeah. Do what you can.
that's it. Survival of the fittest. So, yes, obviously this box isn't perfect because that top soup is actually off a standard oath, as I was saying, whereas the bottom is what I made. It's much thicker than the top, so they'll keep them warm and insulated. But, most of my boxes are 40 to 45 mil thick on the walls. Gives them a smaller space inside, but keeps them cosy and insulated from both the heat and the cold. It's a little bit better than the 25 mil pine that they normally use. And as you can see, yeah, they're still running around because that was where their old entrance was, where they were going in and out. So they're still getting used to what's going on, but they'll figure it out. Because it's open, there's too much light, they'll know that it's not their house. Awesome. I like watching them, it's so cool. Oh, there's a couple there with pollen on their legs going in and resin.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I've got it a little bit zoomed in, so you watch their back legs as they come in, and sometimes you'll see little either yellow or white pollen balls, or there's a couple went in with dark balls. That was all the resin, so they're already bringing resin back from probably over there. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Get it to normal size. See if I can get this to work. Oops, probably not going to work. Recording anyway. Alright. Hopefully I can get this native bee honey into this jar. Probably not going to do a very good job of this, but we'll give it a go. Probably don't actually need to use that strainer. Probably just use this. There won't be a lot of honey in this, but it's all the leftover bits and pieces from the beehive. I'll just try and strain it as best I can. Because this was out of an actual log, so it's not like when I do it out of a beehive where we can actually do it without harming any bees or destroying all the hive or getting bits and pieces in it. But it gives you an idea. You can actually extract it from a log. This is just leftover bits and pieces, and I'm just going to drain them off as much as I can into this jar. Don't know if it's coming clear on the screen there, but there's a few bees and that's still in here, so they'll all fly away after they clean themselves off. See, it's quite runny compared to normal honey. I left most of the honey and pollen in stores back where the hive was, away from the new hive, that I've put it in the box obviously. But this is just a little bit of what was left. I just thought I'll try and clean it up a little. Let that just sit there, and it's a little bit tangy, but it's pretty good. So, yeah, as you can see, that's just going to drain into that jar. It's not a lot there, but I mean, this is only the little bit that I kept. It's not like I actually did an extraction or anything. These are just all the little leftover bits and pieces and bits and bobs. So I'll let that drain. I'm going to put what's left of the structure into a Chinese container, which I will eventually put through a solar melter, and we'll melt that, get the wax out. A little bit of honey in that, so I'll let that drip in there too. Sorry if you can't see that, but you can see why this stuff is so expensive. You get very little of it. It's definitely a different taste to honeybee honey, and it has great properties. It's really good if you have internal infections in your body, as the Indigenous Australians have known for hundreds of thousands of years. And see why the Egyptians used honey, and they used to say it was worth its weight in gold. It is liquid gold. Beautiful stuff. I know there's not a lot here, but I might put a little bit of this on some ice cream or something. More still in there, so a couple of bees here from the hive. Obviously they're not going to make it back to the hive because the hive is more than 20 kilometres from here, so unfortunately I'm going to lose these couple of little girls, but that's what happens. Oops. Structure into that container. Oh, yeah. See how we go at the end of this, eh? So that's what I managed to get out of the leftover bits of honey. So there's probably a little bit of pollen in that. I mean, I didn't extract it and clean it up super well, but as you can see, it's quite runny compared to honey, but this is native bee honey, a little different, and it's very tangy, and it's very, very nice. I mean, it is sweet and tart and tangy all at the same time, so it's very different to normal honey. So yeah, I just thought I'd share that little bit of extraction and the end of the video. And yes, you don't get much, but I didn't extract like the whole hive, obviously, because we were rescuing it. There are honey supers available for the native bees, but they're a little different, and I'll go into that one day when I do extract some out of one of those. I don't have any available. Maybe next year, although these bees, you never know. I'll go back and video them again, and we'll see how they go. Yeah. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time.